come from Buenos Aires, Argentina. Co-founded 28 companies. That's why I have the face like this and no hair. I'm actually going to start by how I can help founders here. We are co-hosting the Argentina house, very close to here, but we have 2 barbecues already. No more beef, no more Malbec, just content for now and on, okay? And we can also have a great conversation. So besides of co-founded and failed 20 companies, I have enough luck to have 3 exits. One of them was to eBay. That was a decade ago, so almost expired. And I learned the importance of being successful. I thought that entrepreneurship was just about learn by failing and doing mistakes. And I think that we need to switch that, especially in LATAM, where there is a place that there is a lack of VCs and venture funds and private equity. This is a lot. It's crazy. Private equity invests more out of LATAM than in LATAM, but they make the money inside. So our mission now is to build a company builder. Among these 28 companies, co-founded an incubator, an accelerator, recently a VC where we invested in 70-something companies. And I think that we need to put together the whole ecosystem. That's why we co-founded a company builder, where we're gonna build 20 companies. Started 5 months ago, already have 3 and 1 more to launch in the next month. And we believe that we need to do early exits and hopefully work with corporations in order to succeed. And if we succeed, more investors will come, mainly from the US. So we'll see, time will tell. To work together, not to play the VC game, neither the 100% bootstrap, because it grows slowly, but to find young entrepreneurs that follow us 2 to 4 years to deploy these playbooks and frameworks and in these 20 companies. If we are successful in the first 3 years, we'll find product market fit will be more than $1 million ARR. That's why we believe in focusing in B2B SaaS instead of building B2C companies. I've done that in the past and I lost all my hair. Not again, right? Even though I exited that company to eBay and was really lucky, I said, I promised myself not to do it anymore. We need to work closer, governments, universities. Stanford really changed the game in Silicon Valley. We still do not believe that innovation has to come across, and deploy more successful entrepreneurs and startups. That way, US investors will also invest in LATAM. Otherwise, we're screwed. And really talking about that, the rate of failures has raised 60% in the last 2 years. The lack of Series A companies doing Series A is like 90%, the drop. So it's even higher than the rest of the world. SoftBank and Tiger, it's like kicking ass all the time to the sellers and say, get there, get the deal done. If you need to sleep in the office of your client, do it. So it's really, we're talking about product market fit, about how to start. Without money, without sales, you have no company. That's great.
One of the best stories that they tell themselves, right, is the first client they got is in the UK. We're an Argentinian people, right, in the middle of crisis. This was 2002, 2003, you know exactly. 4, okay, 2004. He's one of our first guys. And they managed to find a client that said yes. So one of our, Martin calls Martin, like Umaran, Migosha calls Umaran, and he says, I have good news and bad news. I found the deal, but we need to bring someone to the UK in 3 days. And they just made it happen, because they knew they could do that, and they pushed, and they've been pushing each and every single one of us every day to the limits of what's possible, And I can assure you it makes it an extremely fun place to work. But what I get from there is that vibrant, always be selling, push the limits, fake it till you make it, marketing, all that culture still stays alive today. 30,000 people, 36 countries. We're not talking a tiny thing, we're talking a massive thing. And we continue to keep it alive, and that continues to make us different, because that's the middle market fit for us, that culture. So we're gonna fight tooth and nail to keep it alive.
That is awesome. Thank you.
You can tell I like the company.
Here. Daniel, you have experience. Diego, sorry. Yeah. Diego, you have experience as a founder. You said like 28 startups. You have experience as a VC, and now you are experiencing it as a company builder. How is that model, the company builder model, different from investing in a VC or investing in a startup?
Well, do I have an hour here? First of all, I think that I didn't answer the last question, where you said, how is the company builders venture studio moving? I think there is a place for serial entrepreneurs or successful entrepreneurs. They used to go for the VC, and now I believe that there is a willingness of still executing, but with more scale and repeatable processes and repeatable revenues, right? So I think there is a movement that is changing the innovation ecosystem, but also the startup and investment ecosystem. There is a lot more money moving there, changing the VC game as well, building funds without carry. So it's very great. Like I think that it doubled up the amount of company builders and venture studios in just the last 4 years. So that was the last question that you asked. But this question, yes, with Newtopia we invested almost in 70 companies. I personally invested as an angel investor in 15. I have seen more than 12,000 companies. I don't remember seeing one with a valuation lower than 2 million. So I think that valuations is one of the big problems, especially in Latin, where you don't have next rounds for sure, right? So I believe that there is a problem in the ecosystem, a lot of pains, not only for startups, building startups, but also for angels. Where do I put my money? When am I gonna get it back, if I get it back? There is a lot of education to do, evangelization to do. I don't believe that most of the successful businessmen of Argentina or Latin America are trusting into and putting money into the startup ecosystem. So as I said before, I believe that this type of the company builder model, especially the one that we have that approaches to early exits in between 3 to 5 years, and not crazy valuations. We are not trying to build a unicorn. I truly believe that we need to build successful companies in short terms. So our model is about making sure that our angel investors are getting the money back in 4 years. That doesn't happen in the ecosystem. If you invest in a fund, you say buy money for at least 10 years, if you get the money back. Now, with this model, you do early exits 5 to 10 millions, and in these 20 companies, we are projecting to have 100 million in exits, okay? And pay our angel investors 10x. In 4 years recovery, 10x in 10 years. The thing is, if you make the math, our companies start out with a valuation of $500,000, which is 4x less than the minimum valuation I have seen in 15,000 companies. That's the value proposition for our angel investors, and I think that it's interesting not only angels, but also our first investor is a Globant. I pitched squads.ventures and I say, what do you think about that? And I said, well, Globant probably not right fit for now, but I'll put a check. And he brought the second one, who is actually, I think, the first employee of Globant, Juan Umara. One of the first.
One of the founders.